Hello, time travelers.
Hello, humans.
You may have noticed I didn't upload a video last week. It's because I've been crazy busy teaching myself stable diffusion. What is stable diffusion? It's where all the AI image generation comes from. Yeah, I have a video where I'm working on my computer and changing out the GPU because reasons and had hard drive problems, and it's all hilarious because of my struggles. But I've been sleeping like 4 hours a night because I'm trying to figure out something I've never done before because I know it's the future. You know what? This AI stuff is the future, right? The future. Long story short, I forgot to finish editing that video and upload it. I was like, what day is it?
It's Friday.
This is my look of disapproval. Look, because I was so short on time, I asked ChatGPT to write a script outline, just a script outline for a YouTube video, and I gave it some parameters. And look at step 2. What is Python? No! I had to install Python. That was supposed to thing. Like geeks that watch my YouTube channel. Oh, cool, he's doing Python. What's he doing with Python? He's going to learn Python? He's going to write code? No, not yet. Maybe someday. No, but you need Python to run the image generation tool from your computer.
Yeah, it's a local file thing.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
Website-ish. What's it?
It looks like this. It's a web page that runs off your computer. And 127.0.0.1 is the IP address called loopback, so the computer can talk to itself. It's a whole geek thing. But you're right, it's a whole web page thing.
Nobody else can use it, though.
So then, watch me. I asked earlier, but I had a problem with my OBS. I'm going to do it again. Nope. ChatGPT, you're supposed to explain it for me. So I'll say this again. Let's see what it says this time. Python is a popular high-level programming language that emphasizes code readability and simplicity, and it's widely used for web development, scientific computing, data analysis, artificial intelligence, and more.
Oh my god, the artificial intelligence is talking about artificial intelligence. Is this the end of the world?
It might be the end of AI, because it'll eat its own tail.
Oh, it's just all tail, it's a snake.
It's turtles all the way down.
AI will destroy itself, not humans, I hope.
There are some free websites, and there's some paid ones, and they're freemium ones that you can still play around with. And I've made some images at deepai.org. I usually run it in Brave so I don't get a billion ads in my face. But I told it... Oh, your microphone unplugged?
Yeah.
Would you...
It fell.
Sit still, guy. What was I saying before his mic unplugged? deepai.org. It's got some... It can make some really interesting images, but these
are deep.
But this is the architecture one, for example. And this is some weird painting style. And this is like oil painting that's fantasy. I put RPG characters walking in a forest, and this is what it output. Really high-res image. You can make like desktops for your computer or whatever with that one. And then there's Crayon. So you may have seen on my recent videos, I've been putting silly emojis. I would just type whatever kind of emoji I want in here a few times until I got something that looked goofy enough that I want to put in my video. And I think this would be a really good one for kids to play around with on their phone because it's completely safe. Spelled crayon with AI instead of, you know, AY. And here, this is me telling it to make something sci-fi. I said futuristic sci-fi city. And it made a bunch of pictures, which kind of look like they're cartoony or whatever. And the lines are not correct, but still a great way to play around. Look at this one. Closed. I said to stable diffusion web, a hobo fighting a robot. I don't think it knows what a hobo is. Because in some of these images, it's like, which one of these is the hobo?
I guess the guy that doesn't have feet that are working.
Well, the guy with purple pants, he's the hobo, but he's got like a robot right arm and no head.
He like got his Warhammer and hammered it.
And then there's instantart.io, and I'll introduce you guys to a concept called negative prompt. So in the prompt, you tell it what you want. I wrote Jedi fighting the Sith with lightsabers, dark sci-fi city background. And this is what it spat out. And this is all like jacked up looking guy with the lightsaber coming out of his back. Like what? And this guy's got no lightsaber at all. And who's he fighting? It's like he's sharing hands with that guy. But I told it in negative prompt, which means don't do this. I put inaccurate anatomy, and I actually learned that this week looking at other people's stable diffusion prompts. And his lightsaber goes on for days. And he's still all warped and weird looking. It's stuff, but it's way up here. But then I did dreamlike diffusion at dreamlike.art, and it made this underwater city that I asked for, and it looks pretty cool. But on this site, you have to be careful because you only get 50 credits a month or something, and making one set of images costs you 7.7. And I already know doing 7.7.
It will steal all of your Forza points.
All of them. Well, almost just enough to where you have like 3 or 4 points left and go, I can't make any more right now, but I have some. It'll give you a mentality that that it's a limited resource, but you still have, it's nonsense. This site is completely free from what I can tell. They haven't told me that I can't make images anymore. I asked it to make a steampunk girl riding a horse down a dirty street, and I just put in glow as the negative prompt because I didn't want to look too shiny. I don't think it knows what a dirty street looks like.
Yeah, that's not dirty.
Dirty, filthy. Pickfinder.ai is another one. By the way, there's all linked in the description of whatever it's called box down below.
And the last one had really good facial recognition, but this one is slipped up a little.
Yeah, you're right. Because the faces are a little off. Some AIs are better. And look how this cat is like walking through the window panel things. And then there's Hit Paw. And it won't let me see my previous pictures unless I generate a new one. And you can hit random here. Wallpaper in the style of Claude Monet. Okay. Impressionism and Expressionism. Trending art station. Psychedelic lighting. How about
drugs?
Mood lighting. And then realistic. And take the word acrylic painting out and put oil painting. Don't keep... that's why I normally have you put it in your pocket, guy! So let's take Impressionism out and just leave Expressionism. Epic composition masterpiece. And then hit generate. See what it makes. Here's my previous ones where I modified the prompt to make a sci-fi fantasy city. You see how it changes the color of the background sometimes. Ooh, that is very interesting. Now, I've had some examples of ones that I made with stable diffusion that I installed on my computer. This random apocalypse guy I made with a sci-fi model. And this maid, I told it to make a maid in the kitchen, and for some reason her knees are up in the air. I don't know why, but at least the model's good at drawing faces. And then this warrior looking out on the sunset. It's a dude, or it could be a chick, it could be Mulan. You think that's Mulan? I don't know.
Mulan may be that PNG.
And then this waifu person, anime, really artistic and stylistic. And this, I had to play around with prompts a lot. I wanted to make a character from The Last of Us, but it's like this sci-fi model that I used.
Yeah, I thought it was.
A different sci-fi model where I told it to do cyberpunk instead of what the model was designed for, and I think it did pretty good.
Yeah.
And then there's Scarlett Johansson wearing a green outfit for some reason, because I just took someone else's prompt and changed a few things and then changed the description of the female character and just put Scarlett Johansson. And then there's Tifa, if anybody remembers Final Fantasy VII. This is like the only good one that is SFW. 100%. Because I'm like, what are these weird poses that she was in? I'm not even going there. And then there's a angel person I made. It's just modifying other people's prompts, putting different ideas together to see what would come out. Purple armor, the background. It didn't do the background I told it to do, but at least it did the wings.
I mean, it does have a background technically, but
it covered up more of her skin, which is one of my intentions, because a lot of these people are like, look how skin, how much skin I can get this AI to show.
It's armor. It's supposed to, protect.
Right. And this is like 1 out of 10 images that was good. The rest were kind of garbage. And I wanted a woman to be fighting a battle in a sci-fi futuristic future, and with there being
futuristic future.
Yeah, futuristic future. That's the right kind of future to have. And then have an explosion going on behind her. And then I asked it to do Superman, and this is the only decent one. And for some reason, he's got his cape is in front of him. And he's got a headband. But I told it laser beam shooting out of his eyes, and it did not know what that meant. It did this thing instead.
It's like a fireball.
There's a futuristic city, and it put people there, even though I didn't ask it to, but it looks better than the other ones. And then there's this Tron plugin, which is not even a model. You can apply it to any model. You just put a keyword that says Tron, you write Tron a certain way, and it adds Tron elements to your picture.
Yeah, that one looks quite good.
Well, it's because the other model,
the hair especially.
The other model is called hyper realistic or something like that, and I started with that and then added the neon Tron stuff. And there's a cool warrior with a wounded face.
Wounded face.
And then I wanted to make Jason Momoa as Aquaman holding his trident, and it's like here's my Trident, and he holds up this tiny little thing. I'm like, no, the one from the movie.
It looks like a fork.
But it was the best one it made. It's not even a Trident.
That's the size of a dagger, actually.
It doesn't even have a straight line.
He just bends it.
But this model was really good. I spent a few hours with it. It wanted to do elf ears. And if you don't want elf ears, you just write elf ears in the negative prompt. Or a comma pointed ears, comma cat ears. It's like, no, no, no. I told you 3 different ways not to draw those kind of ears. I wanted her to hold a bow and arrow, and it was like 15 images until I got this good one right here.
That's an actual bow and arrow sized bow and arrow.
This took me like 50 images to get a mermaid because it doesn't know what a mermaid looks like. It kept giving like legs that looked funny. It's like, no, a mermaid doesn't have legs. It's a fish person. Then this other model that I tried to have make a mermaid.
No, it's a person fish.
Made a fairy instead, sort of. Well, I guess. Do you really call these fairy wings? Why are they in her hair?
No, it's just like flower leaves.
And then there's a cat warrior for some reason. I don't even know how that came out. I don't remember my prompt because when it came out, I was like, what?
That looks good though.
But here's the prompt that I put into one of the other websites earlier. And I have a model in here. Right now it's set to sci-fi diffusion. So I'll hit generate. Oh wait, I have to erase the seed. I'll take doop. And I could have it generate up to 100 at a time.
But that's gonna...
But it would take forever.
And also fire up the GPU too much.
GPU's fine because it does iterative 1 at a time. Like watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then here's the stable diffusion thing running in the background. I hit generate. See that? Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So let's say I want to do the Unreal Engine next. Where is it? It's called Project Unreal. I just hit the letter P to go to... There it is. And I hit generate. It doesn't immediately do it. It goes waiting and then it says in queue. Because this thing has to load it into memory. And that's the Python window. I should have said that earlier. But while I'm waiting for that, I think that's the future of a lot of stuff is AI. Like talking to AI and learning how to prompt it to give you the information you want. It's going to be the next thing. Since, you know, search engines and the internet was the last thing in the 90s. It changed the way we use the internet, right? While we're waiting for this to load the model, I want you guys to tell me, have you ever heard of AI image generation and have you ever used it yourself? You've used it?
Funny emoji.
Funny emojis, that's what you made? Would you use crayon?
Yeah, crayons.
Well, maybe we can get the right kind of GPU or figure out a way to get Stable Diffusion installed on your computer that we built. Click the card here where he put together himself 90% right, but that little bit that he did wrong made it not work. You can see that video.
I did it 99.5% right now.
Yeah, well, you fixed it.
Yeah.
Oh, I had to press enter. There we go. If you click on a command line window that's doing something, it pauses. There he goes. Now it's generating.
See, it wasn't slow at all.
It only takes about up to 5 minutes for me to load on my computer. That car looks kind of okay.
Oh, that car looks good.
Yeah. The underlighting, green and purple, and that waterfall way over there. That's the Unreal Engine.
That's so unreal. Get it?
And now, enjoy this random thing. Enjoy this random thing this week is the Enjoy This Random Thing channel on my Discord. So if anybody watching the Enjoy This Random Thing channel on my Discord. So if anybody watching the video wants to join my Discord, I'll put the link in the descriptive thingy down below, as well as all the links to the different AI image generators that are free. On this channel, I put the last few weeks before I actually learned about Stable Diffusion. I can install it on my own computer. I was using Blue Willow, which is a free one. Before that, I was using Midjourney, which turned out to not be free, but it's better than Blue Willow. And I was having it trying to do different concepts I had. Well, that's Blue Willow. Let me see. There's Midjourney. All I asked Midjourney was Rainbow Princess, and this is what it did. Those are really good looking, just from 2 words, without having to tell it a whole bunch of stuff. That's what's really cool about Midjourney, even though it costs money after so many tries. But Enjoy This Random Thing on my Discord channel is random stuff that me and him or our friends find, like this English that says, please pay your parking before existing. So you have to pay your bill before you exist and can grow up and have a job. Remember earlier when you said, right, having a life in here?
Yeah.
And then you said thing, and I'm like, the thing from the Addams Family? It doesn't know what that is. Blue Willow doesn't. Give me another prompt for Blue Willow.
I forgot how to make prompts. So what?
No, we're not talking to it. No, you have to tell it what to draw, not have a conversation with it like ChatGPT. All right, what's on your shirt? There's an idea. I see a moon, clouds, a sky, and a mountain scene. A forest? If I could spell forest.
You have to do /imagine first.
Oh, that's right. Imagine, forest, mountains, sunset in the sky. High quality.
80K.
Oh yeah. 8K.
HDR.
HDR. You have to give it more information than a Midjourney. And then dynamic lighting. Enter. Let's see what it spits out. And now, it's dad joke time. And I asked ChatGPT earlier to give me a dad joke, and it says, why did the robot cross the road? To get to the other side. And I was like,
What is a sigh?
what is a sigh? And I was like, what is a sigh in AI? And it says, securing artificial intelligence.
Then ctc.cat says sustainable artificial intelligence.
Yeah, so
It's not a real term.
this is probably the real term down here. Sustainable artificial intelligence. It aims to address the sustainability of developing and using an AI system. Whatever. That's boo for a dad joke. Yeah, it's not funny. Should I tell ChatGPT that's not a funny dad joke?
That dad joke was so unfunny. Like, even my dad cried about it.
My son said that dad joke was so unfunny, even my dad cried about it.
And my dad's dad.
Okay, give me another one. Another dad joke about AI. Why was the computer cold? It left its windows open. Get it?
Insert cricket noise.
I will. Based off of what I saw on his shirt, it made these 4 things. Those are all gorgeous. And I can have it do different variants of 1, 2, 3, or 4 by hitting these. Or I can have it upscale one of those. So now it's awkward end screen, which I never have a plan for what the awkward end screen is going to be.
Oh my god, it's like it's an awkward hemisphere.
I think everybody needs to see the video where I play 3 different characters and we're all arguing about those masks you wear during the human malware. Because we're all the same person. I'm like, why? You don't need to wear masks around me. And where did you get a pink mask? I don't own any pink masks. That whole chestnut. It's hilarious. And you can click the card.
Not half of it?
Huh?
Not half of it?
Well, the tech part is not as funny. It's more geeky and interesting. Like when I'm talking about this hard drive problem I'm having. But you can click the card right over here. Right over here to see that video. Right over that way. And you can subscribe to the channel by clicking that thingy, watch it over there. Subscribe to channel, and whatever YouTube thinks is best for you, because why don't you tell YouTube what is best for you by watching more of my videos? All right, bye. I'll see you in the comments. Say bye.
Bye.